Hi, welcome back to Keto Over 50. I'm RJ. Today, I have such a treat for you. I know you guys love lemons and everything that's lemon. And right now we're in March, so spring is right around the corner. And I still have lemons on my trees with blossoms for the new crop coming. But today, I'm going to make a recipe I found for perfect keto lemon pudding cakes. Doesn't that sound great? I've got some ramekins, some fancy ramekins ready to go. They're buttered. But let's get started. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to start by mixing egg yolks, and the recipe will be all below in the description, so you don't have to worry about writing anything down or keeping up. So that's 4 egg yolks that I separated earlier, and we're going to whip the egg whites in a little bit. That's how this is going to become a pudding cake. So to the 4 egg whites, I'm going to add the sweetener, and I'm using allulose. Now, if you ever watched my lemon loaf I made last year, it fell, and I think that's because of the allulose. So hopefully this will work. It said allulose was an option, so we'll see. Okay, we're just going to whisk these together till they're light and creamy. I'm so excited. You know, your mouth just puckers getting ready to bite into something that's lemony and tastes like spring. How fun. Okay, so that's done. And now I'm going to add the lemon. This was a tablespoon of lemon zest and a 1/4 cup of lemon juice. The recipe said from 1 or 2 lemons, but mine, it only took 1 lemon because it was huge. It was like this guy. Look at this giant lemon. Oh my goodness. I have to use them all, so I'm going to make more lemon marmalade too. If you want, I'll tag that recipe at the end of this one. If you are loving your lemons, my lemon marmalade is amazing. Okay, so that's a 1/4 cup of lemon juice, fresh squeezed, and a tablespoon of lemon zest. I always talk about smell-o-vision. I wish you could smell this. It's so fragrant. I like fresh herbs and fruits like this so much more than perfume. This just smells so good. Okay, and now we're going to whisk in, I think it was 2 ounces. I'll put the recipe down below so it doesn't matter. It's because I got this all ready to go a little while ago, but it was a half a stick of butter, I believe. Okay, wrong day to wear silk, huh? I got the butter sloshing around in here. Oh my goodness. Wait, we have more liquid to put in too. Woo! And then we have a cup. Now you have the option of using heavy whipping cream or almond milk. This is how I roll. I'm putting in the heavy whipping cream. Oh my goodness. Oh, can you see that? I hope so. Wow. I just know this is going to be a great dessert. If you're enjoying the content, please like and subscribe. It will really help my channel. Everyone says that. Content creators say that when they have 1 million viewers, it'll help my channel. But I'm telling you, I'm working my way up, and I would really appreciate your support if you're enjoying it. So hit the like button and comment. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know how much you love lemons too. Okay, so look how creamy and gorgeous that is. I can't wait. Okay, and now we're going to add the dry ingredients. I hope my bowl's big enough. It was a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. We'll put that in there, and a teaspoon. Like I said, the recipe's down below, so don't worry about it. A teaspoon of baking powder. And then there was a 1/4 teaspoon of xanthan gum, which is why I left my little measuring spoon in here, was to remind myself to tell you that. And just a 1/4 cup of almond flour, ultra fine, super fine almond flour. Bowl's fine, right? It's not going to splash out of here. I chose this placemat because I thought it was so festive, so lemon-like and springy. Okay, maybe more lime-like instead of lemony. I get excited about these recipes, I'm telling you, especially when you find a good one. And I have 2 lemon trees. So if this works out, this might be my new favorite lemon recipe. I want to thank today's sponsor, Salty Electrolyte Drink Mix. Salty gives you everything you want and nothing you don't want. I'm getting my magnesium, potassium, and sodium, which if you're on keto, if you've been on it for a while, or even if you're just starting, you're going to discover how important those are and that you need them every day. A boost of potassium, magnesium, and sodium. But you also want to make sure you're not getting any sugar. Some of these powdered drink mixes are so loaded with sugar, or maltodextrin, which is a disguised way of saying sugar, or citric acid, or fillers or dyes. Salty is so clean, and it comes in so many flavors. I have to tell you, groovy grapefruit, caramel vibes, blue slush, lemon lime twist, Mondo melon, zesty orange, cherry chill, cocoa loco, clean, red, white, and bam, groovy grapefruit, all these wonderful flavors. So every day, all you have to do is remember to take your Salty and decide what flavor you want that day. Today, I'm having zesty orange because I'm cooking with lemons and oranges, and it just seemed like the right thing to do. So special thanks to Salty Electrolyte Drink Mix. Just click the link below in the description and choose your very favorites or get a variety pack like I did. Thank you to Salty for sponsoring this episode. While we whisked the earlier mixture, I'm going to beat the egg whites, and there was an option for a little bit of cream of tartar, and I went ahead and put it in because that tends to make the peaks stay better. It also cautioned, the recipe said, don't over whip them. They just need to be stiff peaks. Because if you over whip them, it's too dry and it's hard. We're going to fold this in. So let's do that. That's holding its peaks. Okay, and now I'm going to fold the mixture into the egg whites. And I'm not going to do it all at once. I'm going to do it in thirds, according to the recipe. You have to follow the directions. I never change a recipe, almost never. I shouldn't say never, but I almost never change a recipe until I've made it once or twice. And then if you realize it needs something or to do something different, then you know. Okay, so we're going to do this in 3 parts. There's 2/3. Oh, so beautiful. You want to be sure to pull the liquid up from the bottom as you're folding it in. And then the last little bit, you want to make sure that the liquid is fully incorporated into the whipped egg whites. Super important. You don't want big lumps of egg whites. Now, one of the things that I like to do, this is a great hack, when you're pouring from a big bowl into small serving pieces or ramekins like this, use a cup, and that way it's not going to go everywhere as it drips down the side of the ramekin. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm starting to think it's going to make 8 instead of 4 or 6. If it makes more, that's good. It's fewer carbs per serving. Oh, and you're getting 4 eggs in this, which is so good for your protein. It's a little challenging to eat enough protein every day. You're supposed to eat according to your body weight, how much protein you need. Okay, well, there's 4. I have enough left here, I think, for 4 more. Well, we ended up with 7. And I think these ramekins are bigger. You don't want them to touch in there. They're a little bigger. So I'm putting them in the 4 corners. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I need a bigger pan. That leaves me only one solution, and it's this giant roasting pan that I have. Okay, let's see if this is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Now, this next part takes a little bit of skill, and I'm going to show you because I have the water boiling for the water bath. I hope I have enough in there. And it needs to fill this up like halfway. Now, you don't want to carry a pan with lots of boiling water in it. The odds of an accident are pretty good. So I'm going to put it on the rack in the oven. I'll change my camera so you can see what I'm doing and put it on the oven, in the oven. And then I'm going to pour the water in here. So I have lots of room to pour it in on this side. Here we go. I'm going to put the ramekins in the pan on the center shelf. I'm going to pull it out a little bit so that I can pour the water in here for the water bath. And I want to pour it in this way, and I'm right-handed. So I'm thinking that's the way to go. I'm thinking that's the way to go. Okay. Now you still have to lift it when they're done and you're bringing them out. But I wanted to make sure I had enough. I'd say that's about halfway, maybe a third of the way. And I'm just going to rotate it a little bit. And they're not supposed to be touching. You stay away. Okay, there we go. I'm excited. 30 to 40 minutes. So I'm setting the timer for 30 minutes and we'll see what happens. They're done. I set the timer 30 to 40 minutes and I'll always share, go for the lowest time first. You can always put them in or leave them in longer. But look at these beauties. Oh my goodness. The three little ones were floating around in there. So the next step, oh, be careful, RJ. Boiling water. They're supposed to be lightly brown on top, which they are, check. And then it says there should be crumbs when you pull out the toothpick, which I can get that in the shot. Yes, there's a little bit of crumbs. There weren't when I checked them in the oven before, but because they're a pudding cake, they're going to be so good, aren't they? I don't think you could screw these up. I really don't, because they've got fresh lemon in them, juice and zest. So now they have to sit here for about 20 minutes in the water bath to cool, which will lower my stress level. And then I'm going to take them out and put them on this rack to cool further. And you can eat them warm or cold. So I can't wait for this taste test. So excited. Are you having fun? If you're enjoying the content, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Give the video a thumbs up and share with your friends. If you find a recipe or you enjoy the content, be sure to share it with your friends. And I'd love to hear from you. Comment. Let me know what you think of the recipe. Is there anything that you want me to try and make? Or I say try. Is there anything you want me to make? And we'll give it a shot. Let's do this together. They're done. I'm so excited to share this with you. I turned it out. Okay. I wouldn't recommend using these ruffle-edged ramekins. I think these are going to be, the smoother ones are going to be a much better choice, even if they have a pattern or something on the bottom. But remember, the bottom's going to be pudding. These have quite an ornate design on the bottom. And you could tell it didn't come out, the design. But what I did do was I loosened it with a knife and I went all the way down to the bottom. I tried the first time just loosening it around the top because they're buttered. I thought that would free them up, but it didn't. So anyway, I dumped that one out. I bet these will come right out so much more easily, so much easier. Let me try. What I did was I put the plate over it and then turned it upside down. And then voila. Okay, it stuck a little bit in there. This is what happened to mine too, so you couldn't see the pretty pattern. But you just take that lemon pudding and put it on top. And if you want to serve it with some whipped cream or some vanilla ice cream, there you go, right? Okay, so we have that. Maybe I'll have a friend come over later and get her opinion of it. Here we go. I have to smell my food before I eat it. Oh, it's almost like a souffle, a combination between the cake and the pudding. Oh my goodness. This is great. At the bottom, if you can see, it's cakier. It's a different texture, a different consistency. And I'm trying to get that in a clean line so you can see. It's very much like pudding on the top and cake at the bottom. Love me some lemons. Let me know if you make this. These are lovely. I'll put the recipe down below, ready for you to enjoy. If you decide to make it, please comment, let me know, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. This is RJ for Keto Over 50. Stay beautiful, because you know you are. I'll see you next time. Well, that didn't take long.